going on, everybody? This is Coach Phil, and welcome to another episode of Deep in the Game. And we have the 6'6" QB assassin out of Laurier. How you say this? I've never understood how to say the school's name. Is it Laurier?
Wilfred Laurier, yeah.
Laurier. Okay, my English is not the best at times, but we got Taylor Elgersma. Taylor, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So I'm just going to read a couple of your credentials, man, because you the man right now, man. You the man. So the Head Crichton Award winner. He's a UTEC Bowl Nike Offensive Player of the Game. He's a Yates Cup Most Outstanding Player, a Yates Cup champion, two-time OUA Most Valuable Player. He's all Canadian, all world, Athlete of the Week, the whole 9 yards, man. How are you doing and everything, man? Everything good with the off-season work? What you been up to?
Yeah, man, just back to work after the season, trusting the process, stay grinding, and I'm feeling good, and I'm excited to get back after it. And with a bowl game the next couple months, pro days, stuff like that. So it's an exciting time.
That's good. That's good, man. You know, you guys obviously went to Vanier Cup. You guys, I tried to follow along with everything like that, but how'd you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, making it to the Vanier Cup is special with our group, but coming up just short against Laval. They're a heck of a team, 5-point game, but ultimately, you go in, you have your game plan, you have your expectations, but you don't play up to it. It's disappointing, but I'm still proud of the guys for their effort the whole year.
That's what it's all about, man. Great season you guys had, obviously. And for you, man, obviously winning Most Outstanding Player, MVP, all that stuff. What's been the journey like for you? What's it been for you? You're up, playing football. Just in the long run, how's it been for you?
Yeah. So growing up, I was never originally a football player. I was always a hockey player growing up. That was always like my goal when I was little was to make the OHL and kind of go through that route. And as I started to go playing hockey, I transitioned to starting to play football in high school. And as soon as I started playing football, I knew that football was where it was at for me. I was a much better football player than I was a hockey player, but also I love the game way more. I fell in love with football from the moment I started playing it. And I fell in love with the quarterback position. So when I transitioned over during high school, I kind of went full into it, gave it everything I had, and I've kind of never looked back since then. I played high school ball at Oak Ridge High School in London, Ontario, grew up there, then ended up coming here to Laurier, and obviously the COVID year was the first year, so everything was a bit weird, and then 4 seasons after that.
For you and your journey, man, obviously you mentioned you played hockey and all that. You have seen some of your film, man. You a tough SOB, man. You real tough. Is that just from the hockey background, or is that just you yourself?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just me myself. I mean, I think that I've always played sports with a lot of intensity and a lot of competitiveness, and I think sometimes honestly, I need to reel it in a bit, but it's just that competitor, it's that fire inside of me that comes out sometimes when I'm playing the game. And like you said, having the hockey background, that's kind of how I was used to playing sports. That was kind of what my role was when I played hockey. And so obviously being a quarterback, it's a different role in the football field, but ultimately I'm a football player. And so, it's all part of the game. It's all fun.
That's what it's all about, my brother. I'm glad that you got that toughness, as they say, that dog in you. I've watched a lot of your film, a little bit of your film, man. And I've spent the last, ever since we started talking to each other, been trying to see as much as I can. Your mechanics are phenomenal. You obviously more work to do. Every quarterback's got work to do, but mechanics are great. You've got the prototype 6'6" frame, 212. Who do you build your game after? Who do you look at and say, I like his game here. I like how he goes through his progressions here. Is it anybody just Canadian, or is it in the States?
Yeah. Well, I'll start in the States. When I'm watching like NFL and American ball, I mean, two guys that kind of stick out to me that you talk about, that competitiveness, that intensity, and the ability to make plays, but also the ability to be a pocket passer, go through your progressions, get the ball to your guys in space. I think of Matt Stafford and Josh Allen. Those are the two guys that I really like to watch when I think about how I play the game and the style that I play the game. They play with the toughness, they play with leadership, but they understand when it's time to make a play and when it's time to get the ball in their guys' hands. And so I think those are two guys on the American side that I watch. And then being able to be in a couple pro camps with Toronto and Hamilton, I've been able to be exposed to some pretty great CFL quarterbacks. And so one guy that I think about on the Canadian side of it that I got to learn from or just watch, obviously, was McLeod Bethel Thompson. He's a super high level processor and he's a great leader. And so being able to watch how he operates, how he processes, those are some guys that I just kind of think about, I look at in the league right now.
I like that. I like that, man. So when I look at you, obviously I like McLeod Bethel Thompson. The Josh Allen comparison, absolutely, I'll agree with that. But one thing I like about you, man, you are efficient. When you look at the numbers, your numbers, man, between passer 66.7, 78, 82, 72, 67, 76, 72, 78, 70, and keeps going on and on. You're just efficient, man. What's your process you go through when you get up to the line of scrimmage, man? Take us through your eyes and what you look at. Not too
Yeah,
much
and
sauce,
so
but just your method.
yeah, for sure. I think that pre-snap processing is probably the most important part of the game. Being a quarterback, I think that your ball placement, your footwork, all that gets substantially more efficient when you know where you're going with the ball pre-snap, or at least where you want to start your eyes and your progression pre-snap. And so I've been super lucky with our coaching staff here who have kind of let our playbook evolve. And we've grown over top of time where we have a lot of different types of concepts in our book. And um, sometimes my eyes are more pick and play. We've kind of evolved to a part of the game where if I can narrow coverages pre-snap, I can just pick my side of the field and play based on whether I'm getting a one high or two high look, whether I think I'm getting a man look, zone look. And so obviously it's all play dependent, but obviously the first player I'm going to look at is the safety in the middle of the field. See if we're getting a one high look, if we're getting a two high look, see if I'm in my 1-3s families of coverages or in my 2-4 families of coverages. And so that's kind of a base where I'll start. And then I like to look at the front and the backer alignment, just because a lot of times when we tendency teams will be able to figure out what certain pressures are coming based on fronts and backer alignment. And so obviously making sure I'm protected is super important to me. And then finding my key defender. So every single play, I'm going to have a different key defender based on who my conflict player, who my first read is. But once I kind of have narrowed the coverages in my mind, then I'll try and get my eyes to my key defender on whatever play it is.
Like that, man. Are you looking from left? Most of the time, are you looking left to right, or are you looking right to left? It just depends on the concept, or are you just I know you're keying out. You're obviously
Yeah,
going to key that safety, but are
yeah.
you looking more left, right, right, left?
A lot of it's going to be concept based for me. I mean, I'm someone who's very process oriented, and so I'll have a different set of response with my eyes based on what I'm thinking, what I think I'm seeing pre-snap. So some of our plays will be true progression, where I'm starting, left side of the field, working 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Sometimes I'll have two different progressions on different sides of the field, like I said, or sometimes it'll just be, more of a deeper developing route where it's play action or something like that. And like you said,
Right.
I'll work up the free safety or something. So obviously it's play dependent.
The play dependent. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that. So for you now, getting ready for the draft, you talked a little bit off camera, but tell us what you're doing right now, how you getting better, getting prepared for the combine. You mentioned you're going to go to some kind of almost like pro days. So tell us what's going on, man.
Yeah, so obviously I'm in combine prep right now. We have the national combine in March for the CFL, and so after Christmas, I'm gonna fly down to Birmingham, Alabama, work with my guy down there, Ben Neal from Quarterback Country. I went down there this last off season. It was super cool to get to work with him. He's a great dude, and so gonna go back there for about a week to 10 days. And then from there, I'll head over to Fort Worth, Texas, play in the College Gridiron Showcase. Um, Try and perform the best I can, test the best I can, and show the best I can overall. And we'll see if any other opportunities come from that. And then, like you said, obviously, I want to try and get a pro day in, or whether it's down here, down in the States. We got me and a receiver on my team, Ethan Jordan, who want to get a chance to kind of show what we can do with the guys in the States. And so I'm prepping for all of that, and then ultimately combine prepping as well. I mean, there's a balance between trying to go the American way and learn the American game and showcase myself the best thing I can in Canada, but also I need to make sure I'm preparing myself for the CFL Combine. So just kind of balancing that all out, training, going and seeing different guys, like I said, going down to Birmingham, and then working some speed training with guys down here when I come back. So just taking it day by day.
That's right. That's right, man. Hey, keeping the main thing the main thing. And people always think that you got to know one way of football. No, I like that you're doing that. That's keeping you on your toes and getting you more refined, because you never know when that call is going to come. Hey, we want you to come to Atlanta. We want you to come to New York. or we might need you to go to Saskatchewan, wherever the case may be. But hey, I like that, man. So we're gonna end it with a couple rapid fire questions, man, so people can know you a little bit outside the football game. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what do you like to do in your spare time, man?
Oh man, I'm a Christian, so I like to spend time with God. I mean, that's important to me. Faith is super important to me. Spending time with my friends is obviously a bit of an important part for me too. Being in my senior year, living with the same guys for 4 years, it's been cool to get to know them, and so those are two things that like are important to me in my spare time.
Favorite scripture?
I like a lot of the Psalms, so
Ooh.
I feel like a lot of that is you know, poetic writing.
Mhm.
Comes rhythmic, and so I like to listen to that pregame. But I also, I feel like when you're evangelizing people, it's important to just stick with John 3:16. Tells the whole story, tells why we believe in the man himself, and so that's kind of important to me.
That's good. That's good. When it's all said and done, man, what do you want the scout? What if you could tell them, if you could sell yourself to the scouts, man, or you could just tell them what they're getting,
Yeah,
looking at you, what would it
yes,
be?
sir. When I talk to the scouts, I think the most important thing that I've learned through my experience is that pro football is all about trust, especially at the quarterback position. You have to be able to trust that your quarterback um, can make good reads with the football, can protect the football, but also give your playmakers chance to succeed. And I think that my tape will speak for itself with the physical attributes. Scouts will be able to evaluate my talent on their own, but I think what maybe they don't get to see about me is some of the stuff between my ears. I think that I really value the schematic part of the game. I really value the leadership part of the game. And so being able to kind of sell myself with, I've been a 3-year captain on this team that we took over a program that was 4-4 in my first year and kind of turned us into a national powerhouse back where we belong. And so being part of that culture change has really developed me as a leader. And I think that's, some of the intangible stuff that I bring to the table that scouts maybe don't get to see on the tape.
See, that's right there. That's what I like to hear, man. You've actually rebuilt a program, and that's hopefully what they see when you go to them. Even though it's not a program, it goes from a program to an organization. You got that notch on your belt. So keep that with you, man. I'm very happy that we got to do this, man. I'm gonna react to your stuff, man. I want to get you out there, man. So thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it, man. If you ever need anything, just reach out, man, and keep doing your thing, keep grinding, and God's got you.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir, I will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's gonna be another episode of Deep in the Game. We might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Everybody take care. Be blessed.
The man's in the house. So crazy. The man's in the house. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The man's in the house. So crazy. The man's in the house.